If you're planning a trip to Venice, you're probably wondering where to stay. Well, I'm here to help you out with that. Hi, I'm Taylor with Travel Lemming, and I stayed in Venice for 16 nights at 12 hotels all around the city, and I have some recommendations for you. I also have a full guide to where to stay in Venice on travellemming.com that goes through all of the districts, has all of my top hotel recommendations, and more. So check that out in the description box below, or go to travellemming.com and type in Venice. All right, now let's get into where to stay in Venice if it's your first time here. So the first thing that you need to know about Venice is that there are 6 old districts to Venice. These are called sestieri, but there are other places to stay in Venice too. So let's first talk about the first sestiere, the one that people go to the most, San Marco. San Marco is the best place to stay if you want to be near all of the main sites. This includes Piazza San Marco, the Basilica, Doge's Palace, the Rialto Bridge, the Bridge of Sighs, all of that good stuff is in San Marco. The downside to this area is that it is absolutely crowded with people, especially in the afternoon. So if you want to explore San Marco, I would suggest going in the early morning or the late afternoon. This district is also more expensive than a lot of other ones as well, so make sure to factor that into your budget. The pro of staying in this area, though, is that you get early access to all of the major sites. You get to see it early in the morning. You get to take all your photos, all of that good stuff. So some hotel recommendations in San Marco. The first one I have to mention is the Baglioni Hotel Luna. This is a 5-star hotel. I stayed there for one night and it was absolutely phenomenal. This is actually believed to be the oldest hotel in Venice, and the Knights of Templar actually once held refuge here before it was a hotel, just as a little tidbit of information for you. But even if you don't want to stay in this hotel in particular, I do recommend going for dinner at Santo Mare, which is the restaurant inside the hotel. Another hotel recommendation in San Marco is the Hotel Rialto. So this hotel is a little bit older, definitely still feels like 1940s, 50s inside the hotel. However, you're going to have an awesome view of the Rialto Bridge from this hotel. And my third hotel recommendation in San Marco is Splendid Venice. This is a great hotel. I recommend it for either business travelers, families who are traveling, even couples are really going to like this hotel as well. I love the common spaces in particular because there are windows where you can see gondolas going by as you're just hanging out and having a drink. Okay, the second district that we have to talk about is San Polo. So this district is on the other side of the Rialto Bridge from San Marco. So along the Rialto Bridge, it is busy. There are a lot of other travelers there with you. There are a lot of kind of touristy restaurants. But if you walk just a little bit into San Polo, you're going to get more of a local vibe. And there are also a lot of really fun things to do in San Polo. For example, I really liked the Scuola Grande di San Rocco. This was a really beautiful museum full of artwork. I also really liked the Basilica dei Frari. If you like old churches, this is a minor basilica here in Venice. Highly recommend that. And right nearby, too, is the Leonardo da Vinci Interactive Museum, where you can actually go and check out a lot of the instruments that he devised, like whether it is in physics or anatomy or art, it's all at that museum. And my hotel recommendation for San Polo, I really like the H10 Palazzo Canova. This hotel, even if you don't stay in it, by the way, this is a 4-star hotel, there is a rooftop terrace bar that you have to go to. It has excellent views of the Grand Canal. It's called La Terrazza Bar and Restaurant. I highly recommend. And my third district is Cannaregio. So this is to the northwest, and it's largely removed from the hustle and bustle. I think when we were there, we were some of the only other travelers that I saw there. That's not to say there are no other travelers in Cannaregio. What I really liked about this district in particular was that it has the old Jewish Hebraico. So it's the Jewish ghetto. You're going to learn a lot about Jewish history in Venice while you visit there. My hotel recommendation in this district is the Carnival Palace. I really liked this hotel in particular because it's all Venice Carnival themed. So the hotel has dark features with black and gold, so you really get that carnival vibe while you stay there. That's also a 4-star hotel. The other hotel that I stayed at in Cannaregio was Hotel Principe. This one was a little bit less modern than Carnival Palace, but it's right on the Grand Canal. My room had this fantastic balcony that looked right onto the Grand Canal. It was so good. At this hotel as well, I also recommend, if you like sushi, going downstairs to Murray. This was a fantastic sushi in Venice. I know that sushi isn't the most Venetian, but a really great spot. And the next one is Castello. So this is the largest and most eastern of the old districts, and also the only one that doesn't touch the Grand Canal. So Castello kind of has a split personality in my opinion. As you get closer to San Marco, you're going to get all the tourism, it's going to have all the hustle and bustle, but as you walk away from San Marco and towards the other side of Castello, it gets a lot more local. So you can kind of pick your flavor when you're in Castello. My hotel recommendation in this neighborhood is the Palazzo Priuli. So this is a 14th century family home of the Priuli family. I really liked it. The rooms were kind of small, but it just feels like you're actually staying in a 14th century home, and it's absolutely beautifully designed. And the next district you have to know about is Santa Croce. So this is actually the first neighborhood that I stayed in Venice, and it is for a lot of people because this is where you're going to find the bus station, the train station. There's also a huge parking lot. So if you have a car and you want to park your car in Venice, this is where you're going to do that. In this area, I stayed at the Hotel Olympia and I really liked it. It's 3 stars, but it has a huge garden area. So if you want to spread out, you want to have a little sunshine, a more private area reserved just for guests, this is a great hotel in that area. There are no major attractions in this area, but it's so easy to get down to all the major attractions. And number 6 is Dorso Duro. So this is the best location, in my opinion, for art lovers. So there is the Gallery dell'Accademia, there is the Peggy Guggenheim Museum, you have the Carnival Museum. There's so many museums in this area, so I do recommend it for that. I can't say this is a total local area. This is where a lot of the cruise ships will dock, but you do get that local vibe if you kind of walk more off the beaten path in Dorso Duro. So my hotel recommendation in this area is Palazzo Veneziano, which is actually a sister hotel of the Carnival Palace in Cannaregio. So it has a lot of the same stylings. It has a lot of the dark features with the black and gold. I really recommend it. And I also recommend it specifically if you want an outdoor jacuzzi tub on your balcony. I absolutely loved our panoramic room with the outdoor jacuzzi, and it's great if you have a group of friends or you're a couple traveling to sit in the jacuzzi under the stars at night. So the next location that I want you to know about is Giudecca. And this is actually part of Dorso Duro, but you're going to find way more of a local vibe over here, and it's across the canal from Dorso Duro. So while we were there, we actually ran into almost no other fellow travelers except for those ones that were staying at our hotel. So if you want to go and check out the sites there, if you want to grab a meal, it's largely going to be you and the locals. We stayed at the Hilton Molino Stucchi when we were over in this area, and it was wonderful. It was a 5-star hotel. There was a spa, there was a gym. We had a fantastic time, and I do recommend that. And the next area to consider for your trip is Mestre. So this is actually north of Venice, but I do recommend it if you're on a budget. If you want to visit Venice on a budget, then Mestre is a great option. You can go on the train or the bus to get into Venice. It takes maybe 15 minutes on either option, and I have a great hotel recommendation for you. So you're going to want to stay at the Leonardo Royal Hotel. I stayed there for a night, and it was maybe a 2-minute walk from the bus stop and maybe a 5-minute walk from the train station. So if you're on a budget, that's a great recommendation. I also liked Mestre in its own right. It's very much more a local vibe. It does not have the same atmosphere as Venice, but if you want more locals, there's also a great old town in Mestre itself as well with the M9 Museum. So there's stuff there to do in its own right. And we have to talk about Murano. This is an island to the northeast of Venice, and it is known for glassmaking. So while you're there, you're going to see a lot of glass that if you want to buy Murano glass, this is the place to do it. You've probably seen videos about Murano glass. And I highly recommend going to both the glass museum while you're in Murano, as well as going into a glass making workshop. These are real people who are doing their real jobs, but it's really cool to see people make glass right there. So definitely pick up a piece of glass if you go to Murano. So my hotel recommendation here is the NH Collection Murano Villa. This is an absolutely gorgeous hotel, and it's sprawling. Also, I do recommend this if you have any kind of mobility issues, because there are no stairs. We had no stairs whatsoever to get to our room. So I do recommend Murano and the NH Collection Murano Villa if you have mobility issues. But other than that, I mean, it was a gorgeous hotel. There was a great rooftop bar. There was a gym, a really great breakfast. Highly recommend that. And then near Murano, another great island to stay at is called Burano. So this is maybe another 20 minutes on the water bus from Murano. And I have to warn you, there aren't a ton of hotels on Burano. but you might have seen this in photos because it is known as the colorful island. Every building here is painted a different color, and it's also known for its lace making. So if I had to recommend one place here for you, it would be the Venice Wine Resort. I admit I did not stay at this resort, but I did walk around it. You can go and stay there if you like, or you can also just stop in for a glass of wine. It's also a large vineyard, so it's really just good for a walk and kind of taking some time in nature as well. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, check out my full guide to where to stay in Venice on travellemming.com. You can find that in the description box below, or if you go to Travel Lemming and type in Venice, you can find all of my Venice travel guides. And if you want to book any of the hotels that I mentioned in this guide, we have affiliate relationships with all of the major booking sites, including booking.com. So those are all linked in the description box below. So if you like this video and it helped you, please give us a like, give us a subscribe, and I think that you might like this video next.